Now on to some news from across the Atlantic. French President Emmanuel Macron's decision to side with the political far right over the left is now backfiring and likely to result in the collapse of the French government for the first time in more than 60 years. Far-right members of the National Assembly are threatening to support a no-confidence vote in Prime Minister Michel Barnier after he invoked emergency powers to pass an austerity budget. Left-wing members of the Assembly have long supported a no-confidence measure against the Prime Minister ever since he was appointed by Macron against the will of the electorate. The no-confidence vote is expected this week, perhaps as early as Wednesday. If passed, Barnier would be forced to resign, and it would be up to Macron to appoint a new prime minister. If he doesn't, then the French government will be paralyzed, unable to pass new laws or budgets. Now let's recap for a moment how we got here, shall we? Back in July, President Macron called for snap elections, believing he could strengthen his centrist government's position against an insurgent far right that had just made gains in recent EU parliamentary elections. Macron was wrong. His centrists came in third place. The far-right National Rally came in second, but thankfully a coalition of communists and democratic socialists under the banner of the New Popular Front secured the most votes, saving the day. But rather than accepting those results, Macron set out to undermine them. He rejected the name that leftists put forward as prime minister to preside over the National Assembly, where again the left would hold a plurality. Instead, Macron appointed Michel Barnier, a center-right figure who Macron used to cobble together a coalition with his centrists and the far-right National Rally. One that, as we see, now lasted barely 3 months and has resulted in the likely collapse of the French government. Macron can't call for another round of elections for a year after the most recent one, so the country is set for uncertain political chaos deep into 2025. Fishhook theory confirmed yet again. On the bright side, the centrist austerity budget with tens of billions of dollars in cuts to social services can't advance either. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.